All right, so with this Larry's, the first one, and you'll want to break it down. I would go through it line by line again. So how I got this 500 is off to the side of my paper. I would say, okay, what am I getting? Inventory. Now, how much do I need to list that for? And I'm going to list basically the first four, well, not including installation, but the first 5 things minus the installation. I'm going to make a little list of each of those and see if those apply. I definitely know there's a sale price unless we got it for free. So we had the sale price that told us a total of $400. And that's going to come into play in just in a little bit. We'll come back to that. The 100 units at $4 each. And this does not include shipping or taxes, if any. All right, well, let's go to the taxes, because that's usually the second thing that I like to list. How much sales tax should there be on this purchase of the inventory by Larry?
None.
Okay, yeah, the sales tax is 5%. That's what I give you at the very top. So should we include the sales tax of 5% or not?
No, I don't think so.
No, you're right. We shouldn't. No sales tax, because what's the main reason?
It's not the final buyer.
Yeah, we're not the end user. We're just the middleman. So no sales tax until it gets to that final person that's going to buy it and then not resell it, or not change it and resell it. The next thing I usually list is, do we even offer a discount or not? Well, we do, but we just don't know if it's going to come into play yet. So as I'm going through there, I could go through and mark out lightly, because I still want to see what I'm doing. But I have taken care of the list price. The last sentence I've taken care of, should there be sales tax. Kind of maybe circle the special discount, because, well, that might come into play, it might not. The last sentence left that we haven't done anything with is the shipping charges. The shipping were stated FOB shipping point. So I need to list shipping, and then do we have to include that in the inventory price? And when it's FOB shipping point, I would definitely have these kind of notes that are easily accessible when you're doing your homework, especially the graded homework. So you see it's FOB shipping point, you're like, okay, that means just what I thought, buyer's responsible. No expense when it's FOB shipping point. And there's no expense because it's added right into the asset cost. Cost included into my inventory. So yes, shipping is included. So a total inventory was $500. That's what I purchased it for. Now, what I have down here is a little note that I want to make on my sheet. And this is going to come into play later when I sell it. The inventory originally cost me $4 each. It doesn't cost me $4 each anymore. $4 each would have been just this price, just his price, the guy who sold it to me. That inventory cost me more than just that, though. So I need to divide the total new price of my inventory by the number of units. I would make a note of that somewhere on your sheet, because we're going to need to come back to that.
Can you say that one more time?
What part?
Just that, what we need to divide, you said?
Yeah, we need to divide the new cost, not 400, which is what it originally, it was the very basic price without any shipping. We need to add in that shipping cost. So we have $500 divided by how many items did I buy. So that tells me that each item cost me now $5 instead of really $4. Because there's $1 per item shipping fee in that. that you don't really see, it just gets included into the price of the inventory. You'll see why that comes into play and is important in a little bit. All right, on the 7th, Larry, that's us, was prompt and paid the warehouse the full amount that was owed. All right, so I need to update my T account to Mike. We had a payable, $500. I was prompt and I paid the bill. Well, on my little sheet, out to in the margins, I'd probably want to make a couple notes. I'd want to first know, was there a discount involved? And if there was, how much? And if there was a discount, how much did I actually pay? What was my final payment? I had to write the check. How much did I write it for? Okay, let's take the first one first though. How much is the discount?
2%.
And do we qualify for that 2% discount?
Yep.
Why? For those who aren't seeing it.
10 days.
Because when?
We paid in 10 days.
Yeah, back up on August 1, fourth line down, it tells us we have a 210 net 30 discount, 2% if we pay within 10 days. Okay, 2% of what? 2% of what?
400.
Good, the base price. 2% of 400?
Is $8.
$8. Okay, so I get a discount of $8. $8 off of what though? How much did I owe Mike before I had any discount to worry about? Yeah, 500 right here. So I take the 500 less the $8 discount, and I'm going to write a check for $492. All right, so let's start doing then our journal entry. We have all the information we need. What's my debit? What do I get when I make a payment?
You get money off your accounts payable.
Yeah, I get money off my account payable. How much am I going to take off of this?
All 500
Yeah, why?
because you paid all of it off.
Well, yeah, you're right, but what if I came to you as somebody and they said, well, but you only paid $492. Why don't I put $492 here?
Because then it wouldn't cancel out, and I wouldn't show that you paid it all.
Right, it's not going to cancel it out. We received that discount, so we don't owe anything. That's my debit. And then where I got a lower balance because I made a payment. Now, granted, this is kind of a snapshot of a company, so you don't see what happened before August or after, and we don't know what the cash value is right now. Definitely would be cash. We just don't know. So that's the only way we can have a credit as the first entry when we're just kind of looking at a business in one little piece and not the whole thing. Okay, now, for that last entry, this is where most people get a little mixed up. They want to call it something that it really shouldn't be. They may have the right number, but they don't call it the right thing. Which one am I talking about here? Purchase discount or sales discount?
Purchase discount?
Why?
You got a discount of something you bought.
Yeah, but why purchase and not sales?
Buyer, 'cause you're
Yeah, it's the buyer. We're the buyer right now. So it's called a purchase discount. There's no account called that. What we do is reduce what we bought. We bought inventory. And that should make sense to you. When I go back up here to my first item that when I did the inventory little breakdown, if I went in here and put the $8 discount, my inventory, when I'm all done, when I add everything up, should be valued at $492. And that's what it will be when I take off the $8 of inventory. Now, next week, we're gonna use actual cents and do stuff like this. But for this week, to make things a little easier, notice my inventory no longer costs me $500. It originally did cost me $500, but I just got a little bit of a discount, $8 off of that $500. So my inventory really only costs $492, which is what I paid. $492 over the 100 items would give me a technical price per item of $4.92. Well, that's going to be kind of hard. I want things to be kind of nice and easy numbers so we can do it in our head for this exercise. So let's just keep it up at the $5 just because it's so close anyway. So we're still going to use that base $5 per item cost. Now, the 8th, another item that has a lot of wording. We need to break it down line by line. And you start with, what did you get? I made a sale to Hugo. What did I get?
Accounts receivable.
Good. I got a promise to be paid, so she's right. Accounts receivable. And how much should be in Hugo's accounts receivable? Let's go item by item. Okay? Go ahead.
300.
300 is what?
How much Miss Hugo's paying?
How much what?
How much she's buying? Like 300.
Good. Yep, that's the sale price. So my sale price is 300. Make a little on the margin there. I'm going to list the 4 things. Sales. Is there any tax? Is there any discount? And is there any shipping? 4 things that I need to be aware of for final AR balance. This does not include taxes or shipping, though, that price. I sold them for $10 each for a total of $300. So I marked everything up, basically. What? How much did I mark everything up?
50%.
How much?
50.
Not quite.
Well,
you're on the right track there. But it's not quite 50.
No.
Remember, I bought them for $5 a piece, and I sold them for $10. A 50% markup would say I sold them for $7.50. Half.
So 100%.
100%, yeah. I sold them for double what I bought them for. So you could have, you know, if you wanted to in the back of your mind, think, ooh, I markup is 100% here. All right, so let's. Is there any tax that needs to be included in Hugo's bill?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought I heard a yelp, and so that would be like a nope and a yelp.
Yes.
Well, I heard, so, yep, tax, 5% of the 300, so it's $15. It does tell us that we have a discount pending, so we'll come back to that like we did on the inventory in a little bit. And shipping terms, FOB shipping point. Normal charges are $75 and paid up front. So they're paid by me. I have to pay that money, even though, I mean, I'll pay it, I'll put it on account or something with UPS, but what's that mean, shipping point?
It's gonna be included in the cost, so they'll pay $75.
Yeah, it's gonna be included in Hugo's bill. It's FOB shipping point. Go back to my notes if you're uncertain. The buyer is ultimately responsible, even though the seller has to physically pay the money. It's kind of like sales tax. Sales tax, the buyer is ultimately responsible. The seller just pays it for you in the end. So there's no expense. We're going to add the cost right to our asset. Or add the cost right to, I should put here, or the customer's account. Okay, so Hugo owes me right now $390, and so that tells me my debit. Doing that work, what I just did also gives me the debit. This also tells me what my credits are. I've broken down the $390. $300 of it went to my sales revenue. $15 of it went to the sales tax. So making this little breakdown, I think, is going to really help you in your journal entries. Discount, we're going to skip that for now. And then shipping, this is the one where people might mess up on. What am I going to call it here when it's FOB shipping point? Remember, one of my key rules when it's FOB shipping point, there is no expense.
Payable?
Yeah. Account payable to UPS. I'm going to have to pay them that money. UPS charges me, the seller. They don't care what your terms are. They're going to charge the seller. Remember, you better not put it as an expense because that would be a credit to an expense, and that's not good. Go ahead, Chris.
Didn't it say we paid them up front?
Yeah, what I should have said, they charged us up front.
Oh.
If you would have put cashier on any quizzes or homework, I wouldn't have counted it wrong. Okay, remember with the sale, there's always two entries. So the second listing out of this entry, first one we showed we made a sale. The second one I need to show that I lost something. I lost what? Inventory. Yep. How much inventory did I lose?
$300.
Not 300. If I would have lost $300 of inventory,
Oh.
then I would not be in good.
150.
150. Yeah. How'd you get that?
I did 300 divided by 2, which is 150 because we marked it up 100%.
True. How else could you have gotten that? Just knowing what I have on the board so far. Not if you didn't even do the 100% thing in your head. Yeah, right here. They cost me $5 per item. Again, it's really $4.92, but we're going to use 5. I sold Hugo 30 items, and they cost me $5 each. 30 items, $5 each. So I got rid of $150 of inventory. Okay, so our buyer, Hugo, found 10 units that were defective out of the 30. And she returns it to us. Okay. Remember what we do on a return, it's just like a purchase. Oops, it's just like this, except we're pretty much going to flip everything. The only account that we don't use that's going to be reversed, or it's going to be a little bit different, is this one, the sales. But in a sense, we're going to almost flip everything. And this is where I should have stated, as I did on the 12th, I just forgot to put it in the 11th, that typically when there's a return, it just kind of depends on the company, but we're going to assume that on this company, we do not reimburse her any shipping fees. Now, some companies do. But we'll assume that they don't. Okay, so I'm going to do the first part and flip it. So instead of having our sales credit and sales tax payable, I'm going to debit those. It says she returned 10 items. And those 10 items, how much did they cost me a piece? How much did they cost her, I should say, a piece? $10, yeah. Look back up to the 8th. Look back up to August 8th, second line down there, and it tells you she bought them for $10 a piece. So 10 items at $10 a piece is my sales return. Of that $100, I have to give her back 5% in sales tax, which is simply $5. And I take the entire amount off of her bill. But I'm not done yet, because I still brought back inventory. How much inventory did I bring back into the business? Yeah, I brought back $50 of inventory. I know that I brought back 10 items, and they originally cost me, when I sold them, $5 each. I'm going to put back $50 of inventory and take away $50 from my cost of goods sold, because I never sold them, as a return. All right, now on the 12th, Larry's clothing. Well, if we got back these items and they truly were defective, I don't want them. I'm not going to be able to keep them and resell them in my inventory. So I'm going to give them right back to where I bought them from Mike. the warehouse. Mike's already paid. I mean, other way around. We already have paid Mike. So I can't take some off my bill like Hugo did. We're going to get our money back. Now we just have to determine how much. And it tells us that Mike will not reimburse for the original shipping cost. Now, this one is a little tricky. I wouldn't expect you to get this one completely right now. How much money is Mike going to give me for those 10 items that I'm getting rid of?
$40?
How much?
40?
40. Good. 40 because back up on August 1, that's what I bought them from him for. I bought them for $4 a piece. So he's going to give me back $4 a piece. Now, skip a line, because there's going to be one more item here that we're going to put. But let's look at the credit next. To get that $40, what did I get rid of? Why did I get $40? Yeah, I gave him back the inventory. How much inventory needs to come off my books? This is kind of where it's a little tricky. It could be. Did I give him back $40 of inventory from my books?
No.
Yeah, how much did I give him back?
50.
$50. Because on my books, they cost $5 a piece. On his books, they only cost $4. Because he didn't have shipping. I did. So I'm giving him back, in my view, $50 worth. What was that missing $10?
Shipping.
Shipping. And that's what I'm going to show here.
So when someone returns something, you give them everything back except the shipping cost, the tax on the amount of items that they put into?
You give them back sales tax, yeah. Now shipping is by preference. Each company could be different. They could say, you ship it back at your own cost, but then we'll ship you a replacement for free.
If we ever have a problem where that's gonna be specified for a return, if it so we just assume that we don't have to pay the shipping unless it's specified.
Right. Unless it's specified, assume you don't have to pay the shipping. Okay, the 14th, Hugo now pays us, Larry, the adjusted bill from her purchase. Remember back to my $1 million example. I buy something for $1 million, but I return 990,000 of it. I did that, right? Yeah. And you get a 2% discount. You're not going to give somebody a discount on the $1 million, because then you would be owing them money. So, what am I going to give Hugo a discount on?
$295.
The discount and final payment. Let's make my little notes here again. All right, what's the discount going to be based on?
The price after her return,
And that is?
$285.
Nope, $285 is what she owes. That's not the price that I sold them for. Because that 285 includes other stuff.
Oh, it's $300.
Well, the 300 would be the million.
So two.
Yeah, if it helps, look at your T accounts. I sold her $300 of stuff. She brought back 100. So I want to base it on the 200 actual sale price, net.
195.
And then what kind of how much of a discount did I provide? Did I allow? It says 3%. Back up on August 8th. Tells me there was a 3% discount.
Wait, what did you come up with again?
Right here. How much did I actually have in sales to Hugo?
Okay.
I did sell her 300, but she brought back some of it. So final payment, how much is Hugo going to write a check for me? How much?
$194.
Well, that would be, you're kind of thinking right, that would be if she only owed me the sale price and that's it, but Hugo owes me other stuff. So I need to look to,
$279.
yeah, 279. I need to look to her account. Originally, she owed me 285, which included the sales tax and shipping. But she gets a little bit of a discount. Final payment being 279. The last one says Larry remits the sales tax, and it means you pay it off. How much sales tax did I owe to the government? Yeah, $10. I need to look at my T account. I owe $10. You should be able to complete the income statement.